technology, and innovation. My name is Bernardo Milano, and I am the head of the Office for International Affairs at the Brazilian Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation. Before we start, just a few recommendations. To avoid transmission problems during the video conference, I would like to ask you to remember, one, to keep your microphones off and turn them on only when you speak. If you face problems with connections, we suggest you to turn your cameras off. To change the language of the system to English, please find the three dots on the upper right and then click on the engine icon for settings. Choose the language and save it. If you lose the sound, please reset sound configurations. I would like to salute Minister Heinrich Asheim, I hope it's right, sir, the Minister of Education and Research of the Kingdom of Norway, and in his name, to compliment all the Norwegian delegation. I also want to salute Minister Marcos Fontes, Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation of Brazil, that celebrates birthday today. We all wish you, dear Minister, joy, success, and health to continue leading our ministry in these strategic matters and challenging times. I hope you all are doing well and healthy. It is remarkable that in these times of pandemic, both sides were able to prepare this joint committee meeting. I want to express my gratitude to our teams that worked hard to enable our meetings and achieve some fruitful results to the bilateral cooperation. During the last 2 days, both sides discussed mutual interest matters, and today we will know the next steps that will strengthen even more our cooperation. I would like to underline that Norway is considered as a strategic partner, notably in the three matters that drive our cooperation: ocean science, oil, gas, and renewable energy, and biodiversity and climate. Without further delays, I would like to give the floor to Ambassador Achilles Aluar, Director of Technological Promotion at the Brazilian Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you, Bernardo. Good morning for those in Brazil, good afternoon for those in Norway, and happy birthday to Minister Marcos Fontes. It's a very important day for science and technology in Brazil. You know, it's been 4 years since we had the first meeting, and this is just the second meeting of our committee, and the world has changed a lot between 4 years ago and now. We are meeting in a very different moment. Many challenges are ahead of us, and the world has had to appeal to science, technology, and innovation to develop solutions to complex problems, including the current epidemic that prevents us from meeting face-to-face as it would be much more desirable. We have seen also the importance of international cooperation, and we are realizing that we can achieve great things if we work together towards a common goal. Our mission here will be just to set the framework so that some of the best scientists and researchers in Norway and in Brazil can work together as partners. We are waiting to hear the reports of the 3 working groups that met for the past few days, focusing on ocean sciences, energy, biodiversity, and climate. And we are very grateful for all the institutions and all the researchers that put hard work into mapping the next steps in the Brazil-Norway partnership. All these working groups have a kind of a common theme, which is sustainability in our relationship with the environment. We are very happy to have this as the focus of our cooperation, and I think we will be able to provide the results for our societies and for the world if we work together in the framework. This year, as we know, is the beginning of the Ocean Science Decade, the framework for the sustainable use of oceans. And Brazil and Norway have a lot of experience to exchange because we are both big maritime countries with large coastlines, lots of science, lots of research, lots of things to discuss. Also in biodiversity and climate science, we look forward to exchanging with our Norwegian friends. It's not in my portfolio, but I would like to add that I hope that we, together with Norway, will be working again on Amazon issues very intensely. I know that have been some problems with the Amazon Fund, but it's my earnest wish that these problems will be overcome. Ambassador Niels Gunning, I think, must have solutions for all this. And I really think that we will work a lot together on Amazon issues with Norway, which is a privileged partner for us on this issue. And I'm looking forward then to hear the reports of the working groups. We congratulate here the Foreign Ministry, congratulate our Minister for Science and Technology, and also the Minister of Education and Research of Norway for the new memorandum of understanding. And that was the message that I would like to send at the beginning. And then I'm looking forward to hearing the reports of the working groups and learning from our Norwegian friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Achilles Alouar, for your valuable support and permanent partnership. You know, this has been a pleasure to work with you since the beginning of our cooperation. And now I want to invite Ambassador Neil Martin Guring, hope it's right again, the Norwegian ambassador to Brazil.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bonches, Mr. Asheim, and Achilles, dear colleagues. Well, first of all, happy birthday, Minister. I thought that I would start by talking a little bit about the Norwegian presence in Brazil. There are more than 200 Norwegian companies present in Brazil, of which many are involved in our knowledge and research cooperation. Accumulated Norwegian investments in Brazil are now at the total of $25.5 billion US. That's quite a lot of money. These investments, they create 27,000 direct jobs and more than 585,000 indirect and induced jobs in Brazil. During the period from 2017 to 2018, Norwegian companies contributed with more than $900 million US in tax for Brazil. If you take a look at the best research areas of any modern nation, I think you'll be able to learn much about its fields of excellence in industry, in commerce, in society in general. And for us, these areas include petroleum technology, renewable energy, geology, earth sciences, as well as climate change, and not the least ocean science. And we've seen all of these areas reflected the last 2 days. And I think that this cooperation, what we're doing here is important because being at the cutting edge of science in a certain area is demanding. And you have to keep innovating to try to stay in front. And research and science are essential to keep the edge, to solve new challenges, and to encourage innovation, increase competitiveness, and solve the great questions that we are faced with, whether it is, as you said, Achilles, the pandemic or climate change. We need to work together in order to solve these global issues. So our approach to hard competition is collaboration. By partnering up, you get new insights, you get new perspectives, and you get new solutions. And not the least, by partnering up, you get twice the research for the money, which we have done together in the joint calls that we're doing between the Norwegian Research Council and FINEPI. I think that we all agree that this is a fantastic partnership that gives real results that also drive innovation and brings our industry and our economy forward. Our cooperation when it comes to science is still fairly young, but I think that we've laid a strong foundation with several official governmental agreements, including some at ministerial level. And we have a science and technology counselor located in Rio de Janeiro, which supports the cooperation. And that is extremely important. That means that we have someone dedicated to promote this within our team in Brazil, and that makes a difference. So we think that our joint research activities will be vital to boost the competitiveness of both Norwegian and Brazilian trade and industry. I think it'll improve resource utilization, it'll increase sustainability in both our countries, and it'll exploit potential synergies. So it'll help both countries create more world-leading research communities and continue developing as knowledge-driven societies. And it will help us to build back better after the pandemic and the economic and climate change challenges we're all facing. So after these 2 days sessions and the new MOU signed, I believe that we have a very favorable framework for evolving and continuing our good cooperation in science and technology going forward. And we are looking forward to more existing research and more exciting industrial innovation as a result of common Norwegian-Brazilian endeavors in the years to come. And Achilles, when it comes to the question of the Amazon Fund, it's important for us to also say that, you know, we know and we appreciate what Brazil has already done for the climate change agenda. During 10 years, we've had a great partnership with Brazil. Brazil is probably one of the countries that has contributed most to breaking the climate change by preserving its forests. And we still remember that. And we appreciate it. And we are more than ready to start to cooperate again. So there is, and we still have hope that we will manage to get back to that cooperation as well. But one of my points today was also to show that the bilateral relation between Norway and Brazil is broad and is strong, and it has several pillars. And one of the strong pillars are our cooperation in science and cooperation, science and education. Thank you and congratulations to all for 2 productive days. And I wish you good continuation of your birthday, Minister Pontus. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador, for your initial informative and encouraging words. It's very important for us to understand better the Norwegian position. Okay, now I would like to give the floor to Minister Heinrich Astheim, Minister of Education and Research of the Kingdom of Norway. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. And I must as well start, of course, by congratulating Minister Pontus. Happy birthday. And thank you for taking some of your birthday to actually sign this MOU with Norway. So feliz aniversario. I think that's about right. Now, I would also like to thank Minister Pontes and his team for hosting this second joint working group meeting on research, but the first digital meeting between our two countries. When the state of the world does not permit hosting physical meetings, I'm very grateful that we have found this digital way of confirming and renewing our existing research cooperation. I would also like to thank Ambassador Sular and Ambassador Gunning for their inspiring words on Brazilian-Norwegian relations. International cooperation is high on the agenda in Norwegian higher education and research policy. International cooperation is a prerequisite for developing world-leading research communities. And as well, as we all know, global challenges require common global solutions. In recent years, the relationship between Brazil and Norway has matured and deepened in many ways, and cooperation is flourishing, sparked by areas of common interests. There is an increasing interest among Norwegian higher education and research institutions in building strong and sustainable partnerships with Brazil, and the government is eager to strengthen and develop these relationships in the future. We have a number of areas of mutual interest, and some of these have been explored in the 3 working groups preceding this joint working group meeting, working groups on ocean science, oil, gas, and renewable energy, and biodiversity and climate. Exploring and defining common ground and common goals for these highly relevant and important areas for both our countries is of great importance in strengthening and developing the valuable research cooperation between our two countries even further. In order to strengthen our ties globally, the Norwegian government presented the Panorama strategy in 2016, with the aim to facilitate long-term cooperation between higher education and research institutions here in Norway and partner institutions in some strategic partner countries, Brazil being one of them. Now that we are looking to renew the strategy, Brazil will naturally continue as one of our most important strategic partner countries. We have a long-term perspective on our research cooperation with Brazil. Even though this is the first time we meet Minister Pontes, there has been regular political contact between the political leadership in our two countries. Political meetings within the education and research area have taken place 6 times in the last 7 years. This is proof of the solid and continuous bilateral cooperation between our two countries, one which our meeting here today also will confirm. One of the main points on our agenda today is the renewal of our MOU on science, technology, and innovation. I am particularly pleased that the MOU states that we will explore the mutual opening of national research programs between our funding bodies, as I believe this will be an important step towards both simplifying the funding systems for our researchers, as well as confirming the mutual trust we have in each other's systems. Renewing the MOU here today secures a continuous, stable framework for our long-term cooperation. And I'm very pleased to sign the MOU today with you, Minister Pontes. The job is, of course, not done by us signing the MOU. Someone else will carry out the work this renewed MOU caters for, but this ensures that our institutions and individual researchers will have a framework to build also their future cooperations on. And I'm convinced that this will strengthen the existing research and innovation cooperation, as well as spark new, exciting, and highly important projects in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Minister, and for your assertive speech. I want to invite now Minister Marcos Pontes, Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation of Brazil, for saying some words.
Okay, good morning to all here in Brazil, and I believe good afternoon for those in Norway. First of all, I'd like to emphasize here how happy I am to sign this MOU today, my birthday, and thank you very much for all the congratulations, and it's really a special day, and especially because of this MOU, by the way. So dear Ms. Heinik Asrein, Ambassador Niels Martin, Ambassador Achilles. I have here with me Mr. Meirelles, this is the Secretary of, I say it's like the finances here in our ministry. Also, General Barroso, the President of Finance here with me, and thank you, Milano, for doing all the job here to connect us. First of all, I'd like to emphasize the importance of this cooperation. Our two countries have been working together for many years, and I believe this cooperation can lead to very successful and productive results. Also, I'd like to congratulate all the participants of the working groups working in oceans, oil, gas, renewable energy, biodiversity, climate, all important subjects for now and for the future of this beautiful spacecraft that we call Earth. So this is a good thing about being an astronaut. You have a chance to see from space that this is not that big, the spacecraft, so we have to work together. By the way, at this time with the pandemic, we see more than ever the importance of the union of everybody to solve big problems. And also, the pandemic has shown the importance of science, technology, and innovations, and in the education, especially for us to solve those problems and prepare our countries and actually the entire planet for the next challenges. And we have several of them. Some of them are here in this set of subjects here, like oceans, oil, gas, renewable energies, for sure, a big problem. Climate also is not here, but for sure we can work together because this is not also for food security, water. So things that are going to affect the entire planet, and we need to work together in order to solve those problems. And science is the best tool that we have for working those problems. This memorandum of understanding, of course, is renewable, but it's the beginning, let's say, in a new phase or new era that we can develop together. As probably you know, we have been changing the ministry since the beginning, since 2019, to be like a very effective institution to transform knowledge into results, into innovations, new companies, new startups, for example, or new products, services based on science and technology. And we need that. The future belongs to knowledge, belongs to technology. And I'm sure that both countries can benefit from this agreement and from this work, very close work that we can do from now on. We have actually some projects that are very interesting that I would like to emphasize here in terms of sustainable development. And I'm sure that you know how much this subject is a kind of precious subject for me. Is my work in UNIDO and also NASA. We have always focusing on the sustainable development. And this, in terms of Brazil, when we talk about Amazon and the other biomes that we have here in Brazil, one thing that is clear that we don't know much about the biodiversity of the Amazon. Recently I learned that we know just 5%, less than 5% of the biodiversity of the Amazon, for example. So there is a lot to learn about the Amazon. So we need researchers, we need education to be focused on biotechnology and how to transform this knowledge into new companies, new products, and for sure we need that for the future of the humanity. It's not just a question of Brazil; it's for the entire planet. For example, antibiotics is something that we have to develop. Otherwise, in the future, we can have like a super bacteria that can affect the entire planet, and we don't have that many new antibiotics, and we are developing resistance to this. I was just finishing just the idea that I was going to present is about the Salas, which is a project that's really interesting about the sustainable development of the Amazon by bringing 50 labs, remote labs inside the Amazon. Those labs are going to hold scientists from Brazil and other countries. Of course, Norway is invited to be part of this project. And the idea of having the scientists is there pretty much with two objectives. First one is to study the biodiversity, collect information and actives that can be transformed in medications, for example, for the pharmaceutical industry. Also, it's a good way of having a contact with the communities, local communities, to give them an opportunity of having development, economic development through services that they can provide for this. They are the people that know the Amazon. Actually, they live there, they know everything. So it's a good way for them to have kind of job sustainable in a sustainable way. Other project that is really interesting, it is about climate change, is with INPE, the National Institute for Space Research. Actually, by the way, we just launched the satellite Amazon 1, which is going to be one more satellite to monitor Amazon, other biomes and other services, so remote sensing. This project is called BIG. It's a kind of a big data bank. Is going to hold information about climate in the Antarctica, oceans, Amazon, the entire country, and with the cooperation with other countries in South America, also information from those countries. Getting all this together is going to allow us to work with modeling and simulations of climate change in this continent. Of course, you know that changing the climate in the Antarctica. So by analyzing the climate there, that interferes in the entire South America continent. So it's very important. It's very interesting project, because by having systems like this spread all over our spacecraft Earth, we can work together in doing modeling and know, for example, which actions we should take in cooperation with other countries, so we can work effectively in the climate change of the planet by having scientific models and simulations together. So this is just two examples as things that we are working here. And I'm sure this cooperation is just the beginning. We have so many things that we can do together, and I'm looking forward to have more and more projects in cooperation with Norway. So thank you very much. I'm not going to talk much here, so the time, just to make sure that we have the links working. That reminds me that when we do, the orbit with the International Space Station, sometimes we have to transmit very quickly, so we can take advantage of the window of opportunity communication. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Pontes, for your inspirational and optimistic words. Thank you very much. Well, now I want to invite Minister Pontes and Minister Heinrich to sign the Memorandum of Understanding between the Ministries of Science, Technology and Innovation of Brazil and Education and Research of Norway. That will guide our bilateral cooperation for the coming years. Yeah. All right. I would ask the people to take a picture of the signing moment and then with the documents, please. Yes, if you can show, yes, perfect, perfect. Very good, very good. Very good, very nice. Thank you very much, Minister. I think it's all right now. Yes. Glad to see that. Thank you very much. Dear ministers, thank you for your participation. We know how important this is for both countries and for the bilateral cooperation. And with this, we will stand here, but we will finish this part of the ceremony. Okay, and I thank all of you for your participation in this remarkable moment of the Brazilian-Norwegian Science and Technology Cooperation. Minister Pontes, thank you very much. Minister Heinrich, thank you very much. We're going to give it a break, like in 5 minutes, we'll restart, okay, and follow the schedule. Thank you. 5 minutes now in, and we'll restart.
Ok. Eu provavelmente